coming out of that Xbox Developer Direct has me thinking that Xbox is finally addressing the bigger issue that they had in 2022, which wasn't just the lack of games, but the lack of presence. This show was a very well-produced show with some great camera work, editing, and showing of the games from the developers. That's what the point of this was. But did it hit? It depends, because there was a big surprise in there. Like, I don't know what you call it when a developer, publisher, whatever, not only shadow drops their game's release, but also announces it at the same time. The last time that happened was with EA and Unravel 2, I think. That was the last time I can recall. But this time, it was for Xbox with Tango Gameworks. They have a game called Hi-Fi Rush coming out, which is like a rhythm-based action game, it looks like. And not only was that not said because the expectations were set that, hey, you're going to get a look at Forza Motorsport, ESO Online's next expansion, Redfall, and Minecraft Legends today. You're going to be looking at those 4 games from those 4 studios, and then they just wiggled in Tango Gameworks, which that was a really cool thing to see, that they under-promise instead of over-promise. That is something you should always do, is under-promise instead of over-promise. And by the way, it's Keeps. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like or subscribe if you want more. But yeah, building up the game hype with you in terms of Xbox upcoming speculation, and as well as, appreciate what Nintendo and PlayStation do. February's coming up, we might get a Direct. But yeah, another Direct. But this one, I still say the name Developer Direct is a little bit a lot of people are going to go into this. I already had people in my chat expecting more from it, even though Xbox set the expectations. But because the name Direct is associated with this, a lot of people are going to assume, is this like a Nintendo Direct? But I get the name. It's like directly from the developers. That's the phrase, and I get why they called it. It's directly from the developers instead of a host or just trailer after trailer, and it just being kind of a big sizzle reel. That's what this felt like. We got to be with the developers as they explain their game instead of somebody else or just having a big sizzle trailer, so to speak. This is like a deep dive into these games, explaining exactly what they are, which is what Minecraft Legends needed. Like, just hitting each of these games just a little bit. Minecraft Legends was the thing that I personally was looking forward to the most in this show. Very curious what you were looking forward to most. Let me know. But Minecraft Legends, I'm not a Minecraft guy, but from what I've been hearing of Legends, I am a strategy guy. I dig my strategy games. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player, a new upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh player, and I dig my strategy. But this is real-time action strategy. So naturally, wanting to know more of that, what exactly does that mean? It's exactly what I thought. It's Happy Wars. It's Happy Wars. It's Battlefront 2. Dang it! It's Lord of the Rings, Battlefield 2. It's both those games combined as you're building a settlement, and they focused on the 4v4 action of it. I don't know if there's going to be co-op. Is there a co-op single-player adventure? I kind of wish they dived into that a bit more. But yeah, I'm sure there will be some kind of thing to gateway you into the game as you can do these 4v4 matches where you and your team are building a settlement that you need to hold off the other team, and it's like whoever takes down their other settlement first wins. And that's such a cool... It's just cool. I love the idea of it. Hey, let's establish the roles. You're gathering resources. You two are our offense people. You're our builder. And you can just do that. And I'm looking forward to hopefully finding friends that are down for that, because that just sounds cool to me. And laying siege to other people. And that was our first date, first off. Another hope for this was spread out dates, and we somewhat got that. April 18th is Minecraft Legends. So my timeline video was wrong. But the big surprise in terms of dates, we know that Redfall is coming out May 2nd of 2023. We know ESO Online's next expansion is coming out in June, depending on if you're on PC or Xbox. And then the big shadow drop of a thing that we did not expect was Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks was mixed into this show as the people that did Evil Within 1 and 2, recently Ghostwire Tokyo. And they're actually going to have kind of a double release for Xbox this year. Because in March, they're going to have Ghostwire Tokyo come to Xbox. And then they have this, I'm sure, just smaller project just get announced, shown. Hi-Fi Rush as a rhythm action game, and art style wise, it looks cool, very anime, very also yet the American feel to it as well. It just has that. It's not Sunset Overdrive. Somebody Jet Set Radio. I forget what the name of it is, but it has that art style to it, while being that Metal Hellsinger game kind of a thing. And they freaking say it's going to be available later today. You went from Xbox not having any games for the foreseeable horizon to just them shadow dropping one. Wow. That was a big surprise. And I don't know. That was just neat. That was the neat little, it's neat when every show has a surprise of some kind. And the game looks cool. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out because, again, Game Pass is great. But if there's anything I was a little bit underwhelmed with, it's Redfall. Like, that was the game I really wanted them to sell me and other people on. And right now it seems like that consensus is a bit split. Let me know how you feel. But to me, it still feels like a Game Pass game to me. In terms of hype, I'm sure it'll be good. It'll potentially even be great. It's Arcane, who's a beloved darling amongst critics. But there's just something about the game that I feel like, they kind of focus on the side questing. They didn't really dive into the core story, and they didn't show the progression system that a lot of people are questioning as much as I'm sure other people would like. And there's just a lot about the game that's still a little bit mysterious that I kind of wish they dived into. But the vampires are going to be fun to fight. Those look really, really, really fun to fight. But yeah, that's May 2nd. So yeah, the release dates are spread out. And the one problem, though, you got our game in January with Age of Empires and now High Rush. You got in March, there'll be Ghostwire Tokyo, but that's not, anything new. And then April will be Minecraft Legends. May will be Redfall. And granted, those two games are going to be within like 2 weeks of each other. So that's still pretty gosh darn close, but at least they're not in the same month. But Forza Motorsport, one of the first games seen that runs like 4K 60 with active ray tracing going, is still coming 2023. And that's a little bit, like that might be the one game everybody's going to say it, and I'll say it too, like that might be the game that we don't see coming out this year, or at least like in the early half of the year, but they're probably in polishing phase. I broke that down in the timeline video too, that there was a developer that said they're going to be in the polishing phase early 2023. So it's one of those things where it's going to be ready when they're ready. And apparently it might not be ready before June because our latest release date we got there is June. So who knows? Maybe they'll shadow drop it. Like that could be a thing. We got Tango's game shadow drop, so who freaking knows? But all in all, this show gave Xbox presence to kind of close us up. It gave Xbox presence. They had great video production value, focusing on the developers and meeting their developers, getting to know them. And they showed off the games, showed the gameplay of them, and explained what the games are, and even like pulled in a surprise with Tango Gameworks' next game that's just freaking announced and shadow dropped today. And it was a well-produced show. And they even ended the show with, we're just getting started. Like, we're just getting started 2023. This is our early 2023. And that was the powerful message. Because we already know there's one of these coming up for Starfield. What if they had another one of these for when like Halo Infinite Season 3 or the next season of Sea of Thieves drops and they make that as another one? But the production value that went into this, I question how often they'll do these because it had a lot of production value. But if they do it frequently enough, Xbox will be present with games coming soon. And that is the big problem that they had in 2022. It wasn't just the lack of games, because you had Pentiment, you had As Dusk Falls, you had a new season or two of Sea of Thieves, but you didn't feel like Xbox was present. And this might be their address to that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see my full reaction to the show, you can watch that here. Skip around for whatever you care about. I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think that this is addressing that problem? And don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome.